Once upon a time, not very long ago, there was a baker who was known for baking the most delicious challah. In fact, that challah was known throughout the city. People loved to smell this challah. And so the baker realized, I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. And the way that I want to show my thanks, the way that I want to show my gratitude, I want to give my challah to God. But how do you give challah to God? And so what the baker decided to do one morning is to take his delicious chalot. If you're a kid, let me see your challah. Let me see your challah. Beautiful. Decided to take his delicious chalot and put the challah in the ark. And the baker wondered, you know what? If I'm really thanking God, then let God eat the challah. I'm going to leave it in the ark. Well, the baker left. You can come close if you want to hear the story. The next day, a man walked into the sanctuary, this sanctuary, and that man, he was having a really hard time. He couldn't afford his bills. He couldn't provide dinner that night for his family. And he said to himself, God, if I can only give my family one thing, it would be challah for Shabbat. And so the man walked right up to the ark, and he said, you know what? Maybe it's a miracle. He opened up the doors of the ark, and what did he see? The challah from the baker. But the man didn't know it was from the baker. The man said, I can't believe God answered my prayers and gave me challah for Shabbat. Well, the next day, the baker came back and checked in that ark and said, can you believe it? It's a miracle God ate my challah. It must be the best challah that anyone's ever tasted if God ate my challah. So the baker said, I'm doing this again this week. And the baker came in and he put his delicious challah in the ark. Well, what happened the next day? The man came back and said, you know what? It's still been a very hard week. I don't have food to provide to my family. God, can you provide me a miracle just one more time? Please let there be challah in the ark. And he opened up the doors of the ark, and what did he see? Challah from the baker. Well, this happened week after week after week until finally one time the baker put the challah in the ark, and do you know who walked in? Not the man, but the rabbi. And the rabbi said to the baker, what are you doing? You're not supposed to put challah in the ark. Why do you keep doing this? And the baker said, it's amazing. Every time I put the challah in the ark, God eats the challah. It disappears every single week. And the rabbi said, I've been here a long time. I've never seen God eat the challah. I think something else must be going on. Let's sit in the back of Ziegler Sanctuary and let's spy for a little while and see what's really happening. Well, what happens? A little while later, the man who's having a difficult time in his life comes in and he walks up to the ark, and of course, what does he see? The baker's challah. And the rabbi said, Sir, I need you to stop for a moment. You see, God hasn't been providing you challah. And to the baker, God hasn't been eating your challah. Don't you see what's been happening? You've been feeding him, and you've been answering his prayers. God's not involved in this picture at all. Then the rabbi stopped. And the rabbi realized what she had just said. And the rabbi said, I'm so sorry, but I'm completely wrong. God is all over this story because God has provided food for your Shabbat table through the hands of the baker. And God has answered your prayers through the voice of this man who comes to synagogue every single week. Through each and every one of us, God provides. But here's the real question. Do we think that the challah is in our ark this morning? I don't know. I want our B'nai Mitzvah to come forward. First, we're going to see the challah. Let's see, because I want every single person here to look at their family member or their friend and see God within them. But let's see if God is with us today. As they open the doors of the ark, let's stand and let's see. Pick it up, pick it up. There's one over there, one over on the other side too. Other side too. Give one. Okay, I will. Here, come over here. Here's our challah. God is in each and every one of us. Each generation here is filled with the strands of holiness and strands of the divine. We are a tree of life. Eitz Chaim He. We're doing this first. Just listen to me. We are a tree of life. Hold on to the person next to you. They are your Torah. God is here with us this morning.